At the Aberdeen Proving Grounds here in Maryland, the United States Army tests its weapons. With all this noise, this would seem to be a terrible place to live. Just because people can't live here doesn't mean creatures can't. This beautiful bird has made its home here. This is an eagle. People in Maryland call the ones who live here the Eagles of Aberdeen. The eagles cope well living with tanks and cannons, but they were almost destroyed by something far less easy to see and hear. Some years ago, people used a chemical called DDT to control insects. The insects were eating farmers' crops. The DDT didn't just fall on the insects. Some of it washed off into nearby streams. In the streams, it was soaked up by the plankton, the tiniest forms of plant and animal life. The plankton were then eaten by fish. These fish were eaten by larger fish. Along came birds like the eagles, who caught and ate the larger fish. By eating the fish, the eagles would absorb the DDT, which was now found in the flesh of the fish. From farm sprays to streams, to plankton to fish, and finally to the eagle. The DDT made its way through the food chain. However, the poison didn't kill the eagles who ate the fish. It affected them in a strange way. It made the shells of the eggs that the mother eagle laid so thin that the eggs would sometimes break before the baby eagles could hatch. If a mother eagle sat on weakened eggs before the babies were ready to hatch, the weight of the mother would crush the eggs. Many people were concerned and knew they must protect birds like the eagles, so groups organized themselves to do something about the problem. In 1977, there were only 39 pairs of bald eagles nesting in Maryland. Because of the work these groups did and other efforts to protect the eagles, DDT was outlawed and safer ways to control insects had to be found. Today, we have more than 100 pairs of these magnificent birds. This little creature is the Delmarva fox squirrel. It has the word fox in its name because of its bushy, fox-like tail. But its habitat is in trouble. More and more of the forest is being knocked down. The trees are used to build houses and furniture, while the land will soon have new buildings on it. This is bad news for the Delmarva fox squirrel. Each squirrel needs the space of 2 football fields to live. That's because a squirrel must have plenty of hardwood trees, like oaks, to feed on. They like the buds and acorns to eat, and they use the leaves to build new nests. Though land development had claimed many of the squirrels' homes, there are people who are helping to relocate these animals by catching them in special traps. These traps don't hurt the squirrels at all. And when the places are found that match their habitat needs, the squirrels are let out of their cages to explore their new homes. This little creature is really anxious to get going. So for now, the Delmarva fox squirrels have a place to live in Maryland. Will there always be enough space for them? We need to make sure animals like eagles and squirrels can live safely. It's going to take people like you and me to keep a watchful eye on this problem. Perhaps you can find out more about groups that are doing things about these problems.